how you doing? We did not get to stream Final Fantasy XII today, unfortunately, due to terrible, terrible events. But we did get hands-on with Dissidia, and that has been pretty fun. I gotta say, I've had a little practice. So, without streaming any Final Fantasy XII today, and coming in a tad bit later than I usually do, I figured I would play a little bit later. Maybe about a good 3-hour stream. We'll see how that really pans out. This is banking on everybody's not watching Mayweather and O'Connor. It's let's just, you know, big fight going down, big events. I understand. Hopefully we can make some pretty good progress in here tonight, though. Let's really hope with all the streaming of the fight that nothing gets too bumpy, really, either. But we have been working through these Hildebrand quests like crazy, and they've been a lot of fun, taking a step back from a lot of the more serious sides of the game. So we're going to try to wrap up as much of this as we can tonight. And we may have to finish it up tomorrow, but we're going to try to really make some progress tonight. So let's just dive into it. And also, before we dive into everything, a huge shout out to Zombie for the Patreon patronage. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry, long day, long day. Seer must once more enter a world he does not quite understand. I pray this eve finds you well, Tonberry, or at least better than it finds me. It seems I have no choice but to seek out that inspector and convince him to surrender up his mammoth to me. 'Twas unearthed under most suspicious circumstances, after all, and who can say what secrets or heresy it might hold? Therefore, the Inquisition would conduct a thorough inspection, and, if needs, must destroy it. Given his affinity to the contraption, I fear the inspector may not be amenable to my request. Nevertheless, he must be made to see that it is in the interest of public safety. Would you be willing to help me persuade him? Fury be praised, at least you have seen reason. Let us pray he will as well. I am given to understand that while the inspector and his assistant have been wandering all over the city with the mammoth in tow, they often frequent the gazebo near Fort Humps Manor. With any luck, they will be there now. I think this is the right area. So, Dissidia. It's super fun in my opinion. It has a few clunks here and there. You know, it's a beta, it's a given. But I gotta say, there are some people super pissed because of bots taking over party teams and filling in blanks. People got salty. Verily shall we scour all creation, from the deepest pit of the 7 hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens. For the answers we seek, Every day shall be filled with grand adventures, the stuff of fairy tales and legends. Huzzah! A grand adventure in the deepest pit of the seven hells. Just so. Such is the creed of Hildy, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. Oh, he's doing it too. Well posed, Gigi. Well posed. I dare say you have the potential to be an exemplary inspector someday. Right, that's enough of that. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine, I hereby command you to surrender that mammoth of suspected heretical... There it goes. Heretical origin into my custody. Why, hello there, Tonberry, and Inquisitor Seer. Even the jester. Accusing poor Gigi of being a clockwork heretic, when 'tis plain to see that he is merely a precocious young lad. Oh, there you go again, confusing the poor girl. As if those big, beautiful, boxy eyes aren't the soul of femininity. Now shoot, please, were you not witness to the magnificent display of Manderville masculinity there, mere moments ago? That's because you haven't taught her any better. She needs a proper role model to show her what's what. Master Disciple, Inspector Seer, what's all this commotion? We can hear you from the courtyard. Oh, Lord Edmond, my sincerest apologies for the disturbance. I am come to seize the mammoth on behalf of the Inquisition, a fact which I clearly explained to the inspector before you arrived. What is up, Matthew? How's it going? At which point they set to bickering about the contraption's gender. What say you, my lord? Do you think Gigi a boy or a girl? 'Tis clearly a strapping young lad, no? Fairy, take me, not you two. Has the whole world gone mad? Fine, fine, but even supposing that this Gigi is a real boy, you cannot deny that the circumstances of his discovery are miraculous. Risculation. That was not right. Were most unusual. He cannot be suffered from roam the city with impunity. Until the Inquisition has demanded, he is not a threat. I beg your pardon. Miraculous? Recitation. I see. Until such time as Gigi recovers his memory, mayhap it would be best if you adopted him as a ward of the House Manderville. I will even stand as witness here now, if you wish. Adopt? Then that would make me Gigi's father? Doubtless, the Inquisition would think better of taking any action which might threaten the cordial relationship between our two houses. Yes, of course, I'll do it. I, Hildy, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby grant this child the patronage of House Manderville. Papa Hildy. The inspector's finally become a father. It's so beautiful. Quite. Now that you need no longer fear the Inquisition, you are free to show Gigi more of our fair city. Indeed, I strongly encourage you to do so. Mayhap by the grace of the Fury, something will jog his memory. Thank you, Lord Edmond. I shall not forget this kindness. Come, my faithful assistant, my beloved son, we must away. Oh, alone, I would not presume to question the grand design, but God, confound it all. Well, mayhap I cannot detain the mammoth, but I am still within my rights to observe the blasted thing. At least he still got manners. Lord Godbert will be pleased to hear that his son is as hale and healthy as ever. Not that I would ever presume to meddle on another father's behalf, and certainly not without consent. Better now that I'm off work. How's your not going? Better now that I'm not working on my car. If that says anything. Thanks for asking though. No doubt. Things on here are going pretty smooth. Let's go ahead and get the edgy out before I make a decision I'm going to regret in the future. Come now, Gigi. Surely gazing upon this wondrous work of Ishgardian architecture stirs something within your soul. The grand manner of House Durin, or House Durin. Milton Sparty? Milton Spart? Ah. Pray, do not fill the boy, the mammoth, head with such nonsense. That is the supreme sacred tribunal Hellenic Inquisitory doctrine. I should know. I work there. Furthermore, I am quite certain that there is no house during Mel Timpenstart. That is a rather ludicrous portamillion of the four house. Ha. I'm butchering this. Including the esteemed house, which but recently stood as witness to your adoption. Well, Gigi, do you remember anything? No, nothing. I say, rather than parading him before the grandiose, why not give him a taste of something more prosaic? Let us make our way to the holy stables that he might bask in the singular sounds and smells of Ishgard's famous chocobos. Ah, Dissidia. A lot of thoughts on it. The holy stables. It will be nice to have the GG. splendid specimen of horsebird flesh. Would you not agree? In the hands of a skilled jockey, and any of them could take first place at the saucer. What is up, Ozafon? Yeah, still alive for a little while. Actually, for quite some time. I started late today. These chocobos are the pride of Ishgardian cavalry of any temple knight who dared exploit them for personal gain would answer to the Fury herself. But, Ozafam, I am glad that you can make it, no doubt. Even if it's for a brief moment. It's always awesome. How about now, Gigi? Do you remember anything about Ishgard? Be sure to sniff the chocobos. It might help. It didn't. You know, just because you found him in a Crothan snowbank, it doesn't mean he falls from Ishgard hills. Which is why we ought to try taking him to the markets and exposing him to all manner of goods from across Eorzea. Excellent suggestion, Inquisitor. Wait, am I now complicit in this farce? Ah, Fury, forgive me. But I want one. I want one. Buy me a chocobo, please, Father. Oh no. Kid's gonna want a Gigi now. Father, that strange looking thing is staring at us. Gigi. G-G-G. Am I that strange looking? Poor little guy. The jeweled crozier. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get into the Final Fantasy XII playthrough. I'm really bummed out that I had to take back from the day. Why bother? It's no use. Now, Gigi, you must not give in to despair so easily. Did I not promise your days filled with grand adventures, with eventual discovery of your mislaid memories? Spirits, Gigi, spirits. Oh no. Hildy. What is up? Zombie. My word, a vase flung into the ground of the reckless abandon. Could this be the opening salvo of an indiscriminable investigation? Oh, campaign of vandalism. Ugh. One waged by your wild gesticulations, perhaps. At least look before you strike a pose. The gods only know how much that vase cost. Vase? 123,504,000 gil at last assessment. 'Twas over 700 years old, and graced with the homes of a dozen archbishops, 8 counts, 2 lord commanders, and 1 duke. 100 million gil? Oh, alone, why have you forsaken me? Oh, it's amazing. Well, would you look at that? It's a miracle, nay, the divine intervention of the Fury herself. Did I do that? GG, my boy, that was marvelous. You're a born artisan just like father. Papa Hildy's papa? Your grandpapa Godbert. The man who woke you with a few gentle taps to the noggin. You wouldn't believe what else he can do with that hammer of his. Why, some folks say he wields the very powers of life and death. Once he and the missus come back from their tour of the Western Highlands, I'm sure they'd love to see that trick of yours. Do not demean this mammoth's power as a mere parlor trick. We just witnessed a miracle, and I demand that you all acknowledge it. This mammoth. Sir, I say, sir, 100 million gil for the mammoth, nay, 100 million gil and the Duke's priceless vase. My word. This is what passes for trade in Ishgard. GG is my flesh and blood. I will not sell him at any price. Please, Papa Hildy, no more. I know you mean well, but can we deny the truth no longer? I'm a mammoth. GG, whatever has gotten into you, you are my son. You are a Manderville man. Listen to your papa, GG. You're a Manderville girl, through and through. Stop it, both of you. You're not my papa or my mama. Oh, GG. Sad to hear about your car troubles. It happens. Chomby. Time before I sleep. How's Final Fantasy NT? What do you think about it? It's really fun, but it has the exact same problem as Comrades did. You know, queues, people getting paired up with AI bots. So, you know, there's that, but ultimately, very fluid gameplay, graphics. The graphics are awesome. The music's awesome. But other than lag and then, you know, just the small little queue times and again with the AI bots, it's incredible. I cannot wait for the release. I plan on actually on release. I'm not going to be playing it every day like I do other Final Fantasy titles in 14 here. The way I plan on streaming it on its actual release, I'm going to make a day once a week when I'm off work. Maybe 2 days where I will come in and, you know, make my stream, go about things, and I'll keep it open for people to actually come in, and hopefully by the time the release comes there'll be a party system where we can actually go in, make a party, and, you know, all choose who to fight each other, and, you know, make a little thing out of it, get more incorporated and involved with the YouTube channel here. But that's, you know, upon release. And yeah, sorry about that. It's just with these Hildebrand quest, there's a little timer there at the bottom corner that just keeps ticking away, so it's really hard to pull away from the chat and read all that while all that's going down. We will miss the story, and that I hate. And Zombie, thank you so much for going on to Patreon. That is really awesome. Really awesome. Arsrat, konnichiwa. I'm Japanese. Hello. How are you? And thank you for joining. It's really awesome. Well, it is only to be expected. Gigi is at a rebellious age. Strange as it may sound, I too tested my parents' patience, and that on more than one occasion. But if they could weather the storm, then so can I. I say we find out what's got him thinking he's a mammoth. He is a mammoth. How can you not? Oh, never mind. Sierra over here is not really helping out too much. What is up, Red? It's worth it. Thank you so much. Hildebrand knows his heart that love transcends dimensions of time and space, definitions of a man and machine. This course of fatherhood never did run smooth, but I, Hildebrand, guardian of Gigi, doting parent extraordinaire, shall find a way to overcome this trial and be reconciled with my beloved son. That's the spirit. Solving a simple case of childhood rebellion should be easy for a man who unmasked thieves, defeated duelists, and led armies of the undead. Yes, yes, that's all very... Wait, what was that about the undead? Actually, don't tell me. For now, all that matters is finding that mammoth. We should begin by speaking with the sentry stationed at the city gates and the airship landing. If Fury help us, he has left Ishgard. We should need to know about it. Sooner rather than later. I will visit the Ark of the Worthy. While the inspector and his assistant head to the airship landing, you can question the guard at the gate near the manufactory, after which we will regroup there and share our findings. Dismissed. Do you have Discord server or a Discord account? I do, but I don't even mess with it, honestly. I don't really see much of a point. Not for the streaming that I do. I really just go off the whole chat here. Something I'm more interested in is eventually, I'm thinking I'm going to do it when I actually start Final Fantasy 15 stream after 12's finished. Going on to Twitch, which, I mean, I'm still going to use YouTube, no doubt. It's just branching out a little bit further. Don't worry, I'd still be on YouTube. It's just a branch. YouTube, I don't know if you know this, but they don't really help you out too much when it comes to getting you and yourself out there. So it's up to you and yourself to really put things out there, along, you know, with your fan base, of course, and viewers and such like that. But it's rough to actually get the videos out there. So many people love to stream. Little fella with the wide-brimmed hat. He came through here, bought a passage on a supply ship bound for Falcon's Nest. One of them, whose name Lollafels, right? Funny little buggers, present company accepted, like, here, seemed keen to be anywhere but here. That was really confusing. Good people, you Lollafels. Industrious folk. Salt of the earth. Like that, you waitress. They've got down at the forgotten knot. Though, I doubt you sing or dance half as well as she does, Which is fun, I ain't judging. Somebody's got a love for Tataru. Well, if Gigi left the city, it was not by the main gates. And the sentries at the airship landing have seen no one matching his description. He's going to Falcon's Nest. Falcon's Nest? Fury take me. We must return to that freezing pit of despair. Wheresoever Gigi goes, I will follow him and find him, and embrace him as my son once more. However, I surmise our final destination lies far beyond the walls of said outpost. Indeed, there is but one reason he would return to those frozen wastes. To frolic in the snow and cast his worries in the wind. Really, he seemed in no mood to frolic when I last saw him. As I recall, he used his arcane powers to mend a vase, only to become morose and belligerent when it became clear to him that he was, in fact, a mammoth. One might even say he remembered what he was, remembered his purpose, and so he returned to Western Crotus, that famous breeding ground for heresy, where, first, we found him. Home to his heretic masters to share with them the intelligence he had gathered on the city. At long last, the undeniable, questionable, unmistakable scent of heresy. He's been chasing that. What are we standing around for? We have a heretic to catch. Inspector, I'm starting to think that Inquisitors here might not think very highly of our little girl. It is possible, but I would not press her to know his feelings ere his voice them explicitly. Until such time as he does, we should endeavor to Sir Tibbs, oh shit, bring him around to the opinion of Gigi's boy of pure heart and good intent, subtly in all things, Nashu, that is, the Manderville way. Hildy can say some crazy stuff. It's on Sunday. Anyway, you should make a Discord server to chat with subscribers. I mean, honestly, the thing is, everybody can actually just use YouTube or Twitch when that does eventually go up. You know, I don't really see a point in having a separate chat. It's already a lot to keep up with at times. But, you know, the bigger things get, it may change. But as for now, it just seems like Discord is just like an addition that's kind of unnecessary for now. But like I said, you know, we'll see what the future holds. And Zombie, you are rot. Nashu thinks Gigi is a girl, and Hildy thinks Gigi is a boy. Yes. I don't see how they work that out. There's actually one other quest that came out today that I'm actually going to try to dive into as well. The Rising in Ul'dah, but I'm going to do that toward the end of the stream tonight. What is up, Implerian? Glad you can make it. What's up, Azafan? Aha! I knew it. The Mehmet immediately left the outpost and looks to have headed north along the river. By the Fury, I cannot wait to finally catch him in the company of the heretics. Implerian, did you actually get a chance to jump in there and try any of that Dissidia Final Fantasy NT by any chance? It was very interesting. I don't much like your tone, Inquisitor. If our baby girl ran afoul of any heretics, should look them square in the eye and tell them she doesn't want any. Hey, Inspector, I think that I just had one of those moments, you know, of insight. Maybe Gigi came out of here to fight Lord Godbert. To find him. I did tell her grandpapa might like to see that trick of hers. Brilliant deduction, Ashu. He must be eager to meet his grandparents. The selfsame ones he renounced when he declared you were not his father. Ha 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 ha. What a fine young gentleman, eager to explore his heritage. Let us make haste, my friends, for a reunion of 3 generations of Manderville beckons. I really can't be bothered. Don't like this young person. Just so angry and hungry. Food is good. It's not too bad, actually. Interesting, but 14 is bae. Totally agree. Eat a Snickers. You're not yourself when you're hungry. I totally agree, Iplerian. It's definitely gonna have a lot of work to be done, but I'm wondering, like, it's the same thing I feel of Comrades. If they're really trying to, it's more of a theory of mine, that they're looking at the success 14 has had here and trying to implement it into the fighting game with Dissidia. And then the whole MOBA style almost with the Comrades. Everything is party-based. The tracks continue to the north. Oh no. What went down here? Oh, that's a fan. Good night. Thanks for watching though, and try to get yourself something to eat, you know? It probably would be good for you. Always helps me ease my night out into sleep. The Mehmet lies motionless in the snow. Fragments of ice stuck to his cap, suggesting the impact of something small and round traveling at high speed. Surely Godbert didn't knock him out with a snowball. Haha. My head. Who? Oh, it's you. You followed me. Oh, Gigi. If you wanted to have a snowball fight with your grandparents, you should have said so earlier. Probably Hildy was very worried. Though he is glad to see that you are unharmed. It would seem he was struck by a snowball, much like these Steenbocks, these dead Steinbocks. That is insane. Are you sure he isn't damaged? As if a mere blow to the head could fail our Gigi, we Mandervilles are made of sterner stuff. I myself must have been driven headfirst into the earth on no fewer than 24 occasions, several times from moms above, and my mind is no less brilliant for the experience. I expected the earth was no less brilliant for the experience either. Why are you nodding? Oh, he's behind me, isn't he? What good fortune to cross paths with you, lot so far from civilization. Forgive me for not taking notice earlier. I was engrossed in my duel with Julian. But, how rude of me. Would you care to join us? Grandpapa Godbert. Grandpapa Godbert. Mama Nashu says you wield the powers of life and death. I beg of you, Grandpapa Godbert, grant me life. Make me a real boy. Nobody expected that. Are you sure about this, son? It may sting a little. I will endure whatever I must to become a real boy. Then let us begin. Whoa. This body, it's everything I ever wanted. It's perfect. Thank you, Grandpapa. Godbert, thank you. Oh, but I have not even begun to begin. But God, my hammer. Gotta kill a guy. I did not expect that. Papa Hildy, I'm a Manderville man. Gigi, my son, come to your father. Let me have a look at you. He looks so funny. Papa Hildy. Gigi. Uh-oh. Oh. He really is a Manderville man. Now that brings back some memories. Papa Hildy, oh dear. Who could have done such a thing? By the Fury, it's just like the Voss all over again, miraculously restored to its original form. Gigi, my boy, upon further consideration, I believe that this body may suit you best. It is, how shall I put this, more manageable. And much more adorable. But how can I ever be accepted as your son if I remain a mammoth? That's what's been troubling you all this time. But why didn't you say so? A Manderville is more than mere flesh and bone. He is vigor, compassion, honor, a gentleman for all seasons. Be you a man or machine, it makes no difference. If they call you a mammoth, you look them in the eye and say, "Nay, I am a Manderville mammoth." Mother, Father, forgive me for not consulting you earlier, but circumstances forced my hand. I have formally adopted Gigi as my son and ward of House Manderville. The gods! I knew he was fond of the mammoth, but did you hear that, woman? Our son's gone and got himself a son. Grandpapa Goldbert. Grandpapa Godbert. Ha! It all makes sense now. Grandpapa Godbert and Grandmamma Jolene. I've been waiting years to hear those words. Grandpapa Godbert, Grandmamma, Mama Jolene. Few things in life are grander than becoming a grandparent, as they say. Ha ha ha. Oh, she is not happy. And what's so bloody grand about it? She looks so evil. I'll not be made grandmother to a bloody buggering mammoth. It's past time I beat some sense into my beloved boy. Uh-oh. Fury take me. I heard the tales of dark nights before, but no, it couldn't be. No, I think it was something far worse. Heretical, not like as not, but rules be damned. I'm not risking my life to find out. She's a dark knight, apparently. The new event quest is interesting. Oh, I've been wanting to do it. Hopefully I can do it tonight before the stream's over. The Rising, I believe it's called. Yeah, I definitely want to try that out. Skillet Cleave! I want a tank with a two-handed hammer. That would be pretty cool. They're mad, utterly mad. The whole damn lot of them. How their house could rise to such prominence, I will never understand. Well, at least the Mehmet seems to have overcome its existential crisis. Before today, I didn't know a Mehmet could even have an existential crisis. Wait, what am I saying? It's a Mehmet. Why should I care what it claims to think or feel? Fury take me. Their idiocy is infectious. I mustn't allow myself to fall prey. Follow procedure, report to your superior, one step at a time, one step at a time. Who's the audience? Curious. Feel bad for Gigi. Yeah, I do too, you know? Poor little guy. Where is the next? Oh, it's here in Foundation. Right then, my superiors, having been informed of the Mehmet adoption by House Manderville, as witnessed by House Fortemps, proceeded to take me to task for my gross mishandling of the situation. They remain convinced that the Mehmet is the product of Herod. That word does not come out correctly. Heretical machinations, and have commanded me to redouble my efforts to prove this incontrovertible fact. That may prove problematic, however, as Gigi seems to have forsaken his quest to recover his memories and thrown himself wholly into his new life as a Manderville Mehmet, casting about for any hint of a case alongside his daunting father. In any event, though I do not share my superior's conviction, I think it is safe to say that there is something exceedingly unusual about that Mehmet. You saw with your own eyes how effortlessly it restored that vase and itself to its original form. Reconstructive magics are not particularly rare, but his are unlikely any I have ever seen before. See you, Inspector. That was pretty fun. Let's see what the next chapter holds. Sir, maybe the only man who has yet to drink from the wells of madness. That you stand here before me is proof that Helone smiles upon me this day. I have need of your assistance, Tonberry, and before you think to run away screaming in terror, I pray you hear me out. It concerns the esteemed and now missing and presumed dead Knights of Heavensward. Oh. None have returned to the capital since all the unpleasantness began, yet recently we have heard rumors of these honored seers walking the streets. 'Tis heresy most foul, I say, and I mean to get to the bottom of it. But we will need all the help that we can get, which means, fury take me, we could benefit from a certain individual serendipity. Besides, if we don't seek him out, he's like to show up at the worst possible time anyway. At least, this way it'll be on our own terms, and we can keep an eye on that boy Mammoth. Mammoth. Yes, right. Oh, you must be wondering why I asked you to come. Well, you and the inspector seem to enjoy a natural rapport, so... Praise alone. For a moment I was afraid you would make me beg. This may well be my last chance to prove my worth to my superiors, and if I can't... to Housefort Tunt Manor. Got all tangled up. I want ice cream. Ice cream is good. It would be excellent at this moment, I agree. Because, GG, such behavior is unbecoming a gentleman. But why, Papa Hildy? Why is unbecoming a gentleman? Ah, Inquisitor Seer Tonberry, good evening to you both. Are you come as adoring fans or on business? Business, always business. You may rest assured. Then I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am at your service. Is it robbery, murder, tax evasion? Evasion? Wait, before we get into that, what's going on here? Much as it pains me to admit it, my beloved Gigi, the apple of my eye, the fruit of my loins, attempted to deface his loyalty. Oh, deface this lovely gazebo. Naturally, as his father, it falls to me to see him returned to the straight and narrow. That's not true. I was drawing a family crest for our home. Now, Gigi, I know you are fond of this gazebo, as are we all, but it belongs to Lord Edmont, and you wouldn't want to steal from Uncle Edmont, would you? I guess not. Then, where is our gazebo, Papa Hildy? And does it have a warm stove with a steaming kettle too? Oh, Gigi, don't you see? We have no need of kettles or gazebos. Gentlemen inspectors, the world is our oyster. We can go whither we please, where the red fern grows or the wild rose blooms. And yet, you've been sleeping in Lord Edmont's gazebo for how long? I don't care about wild roses. I want to live in a gazebo with Papa Hildy and Mama Nashu. Gazebos are quite expensive and dangerous if not domesticated. Dangerous indeed, my boy, and besides, we are gentlemen inspectors, free to travel the length and breadth of Eorzea in search of a case. Does that not sound more thrilling than whittling away the hours beneath a gazebo? I guess. Doesn't sound too happy. If it's a case you want, you need not go so far. We are currently investigating reports of individuals masquerading as knights of the Heaven's Ward. These contemptible charlatans are rumored to have tricked several hapless maidens into attending private parties for a small fee with the promise of enjoying the company of these great sirs. Those who were foolish enough to attend found their experiences to be so traumatizing that they refused to discuss them in detail. Needless to say, your assistance in this matter would be greatly appreciated, and for it you shall receive due compensation. Say no more, Inquisitor. Say no more. I, Hildy, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, am well versed in the ways of the father. Oh, the fairer sex. Yeah, that would have been awkward, huh? Since when? Uh-oh. Mummy. Mother dearest, I was under the impression you had departed for Ulda. And leave my beloved boy to keep on playing at being an inspector as well as a father to a bloody mammoth. Bugger that. You're coming home right this instant. How can you say such things? It is my life's calling to be an inspector, and Gigi is my son. He is a Manderville man. Grand. Grand as it is to see you. You have come at a most inopportune time. The young women of Ishgard are in need of a champion to defend them from the fiends of Most Foul. Come, Nashu, come, Gigi. We shall demonstrate to my mother our peerless investigative skills and bring these criminals to justice. Falls balls. He's stubborn. Probably gets it from his sorry arse of a father. I trust you, Lord. Help me to keep him out of trouble. Right then, come along. Well, that could have gone better, and worse. Let's not keep them waiting. What is up, Mira? Sword Art Online looks pretty cool. Is that what you were playing? I can't remember now, but no doubt. The screenshots you sent me looked pretty cool. But Mira, hopefully you're doing well. Glad that you can make it. Please, do you think me so foolish to fall for their charade? From what I heard from the others, said knights bore not even the slightest resemblance to the Heaven's Ward. As if I had not already memorized every detail of my dear Sir Adphil's face. Oh, wherever could he be? I am truly outside her grace. My allowance all gone to waste on those, I dare not say it. Mayhap those awful rumors are true. Mayhap I must needs accept that he now walks in Halone's halls. vengeful maiden. Uh-oh. I demand satisfaction, swift and terrible vengeance. How dare they prey upon a lady's emotions to their pockets with gall? If Sir Cherubin were here, he'd purge the lot of them, like the festering sickness they are. Ah, yes, a pity he too remains missing, so very much a pity. Papa Hildy. Papa Hildy. That grandmama over there is staring at us. Now, Gigi, a gentleman must be more careful with his words. First of all, you have only one grandmother. Second, and this is tremendously important, never ever call her that. At least, not yet. Promise? Yes, Father. Promise not to call Grandmama Julienne Grandmama Julienne. Greetings, milady. Ho, ain't you a charmer? And there I was thinking I might have to rip your bloody head off if you said the G word one more time. Like that, Papa Hildy? Ah, my faithful assistant, have you gleaned any new information? Other than the fact that these women seem to detest the fake knights with every fiber of their being, these two women were telling me all about what they'd do if they cornered Sir. Is this the best you can do then? Bloody oaths and girlish fantasies, and you call yourself a Manderville man? I assure you, Mother, we are only getting started. The tapestry of lies and deception behind which the truth hides is oft unraveled with a tug of a single loose thread. I say, young lady, I would beg but a moment of your time. Young lady? Somehow, I doubt that young lady was targeted by the charlatans we seek. Aye, 'tis true, I was taken in by the false promises of those awful, awful men. Long have I yearned for a chance to meet Sir Villegrin, so when they said that I finally could, I didn't hesitate for even a moment. But when they escorted me to the manor and undid the blindfold, I looked on the hideous faces of those so-called grand sirs. I screamed and fled. They were gone when I returned with the watch, but their neighbors said that they had overheard them speaking about seeking shelter in a place called Edelshire. I know it's not much, but I pray this information helps you in your search. My lady, I swear to you here and now, I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, shall not rest until these dastardly fiends are punished for their foul crimes. Huzzah! 3 cheers to Papa Hildy. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray. And there you have it. Our quarry can be found in Edelshire. Come, my loyal assistants, justice waits for no gentleman. That's all well and good, but I've never heard of this Edelshire. Have you? Duh. You mean we're to travel to the Gervanian hinterlands? Right now, just like that. Lost Song. Gigi makes me think of Vivi from Final Fantasy IX. Oh yeah, Me too. They look so identical, other than the legs and the head. So these quests take place after or before the end of 3.0. Technically after. It's all like level 60 quests. And that, I don't remember if they were the cronies or not, to be honest with you. But they are level 60. Maybe it's, you know, like right there, right before the very last trial. Shit. Oh, and I'll go ahead and make the announcement now. I should have said it a little bit earlier. Probably say it at the end as well. We're not going to be streaming any more Dissidia tonight, and I'm probably going to be jumping out of here a little late. Probably going to stay on for about another hour and a half, give or take on how tired I really feel. But, yeah, no Dissidia tonight. We'll jump back into it tomorrow morning. Or tomorrow midday, something like that. Along with 12, but yeah, there's just not any wiggle room in here for it tonight. Where are these capers? Oh, it's the gang. Truly, this magnificent settlement is a testament to the hard work and camaraderie of her uplander and Gavi citizens. Yes, well, I'm just glad we're no longer being pursued by fire-breathing dragons, musket-wielding crabs, and bomb-throwing goblins. You know, the other ones. But they were no match for Lady Julianne and that pen of hers, am I right? I want to see her make the bad gobbies go fly again. God's sakes, Hildy. Except in Tonberry, this lot'll be dead in a ditch somewhere. If it weren't for me. Nonsense. I would have never led any harm. Come to my loyal assistant or my beloved son. If I may interject. Now then, let us split up and question the good people of Edelshire. My keen inspector senses tells me that one of them has knowledge of the false knots we seek. Glad you're back, Emperor. Gonna go listen to music. And I'm thinking about buying a jump potion. What kind of jump potion are you thinking about buying? For content? Or for a character level jump? Yes, Les. Loljuck's knows of grandsires. Sneaky uplanders. Keep to selves. Mingle not with gobby folk. But each to own, Loljuck says. No questions. Only jingly shine. Jingly shine. Oh, I know about these Grand Sirs. They keep to themselves in that building of theirs, south of the round spot. You'd best watch out, though. They're a dangerous bunch, liable to kill you for looking at them cockeyed. It's entirely possible that I've gone completely and utterly mad, but are you perchance the long-lost twin sister of an Nishgardian nobleman? What? Look behind you. A three-headed gooboo. Why do I feel like I've not seen the last of that old woman? Leading us astray. Is it really worth it? Yeah. I jumped ninja? But leveling is how you learn the class and all of the fun stuff. I don't even touch ninja as I don't know the first thing about it. Femira on Ultros. Played Bard before, up to level 54. Oh yeah, I've made that mistake. Kinda with the Watt Mage. That's why I probably won't play with that character too much. Maybe dabble with the Red Mage more. Oh, you must be talking about them Grand Sirs. They drifted into Edelshire some time ago, as I recall. Pay visits to the Great Library, though I couldn't tell you why. Oh well, I didn't know he was so close. If only we had the testimony of a concerned citizen which could conveniently direct us to the villain's precise location. The Grand Sirs are holed up in a building to the south of the markets. Good show, Tonberry. There. That's the one. Come, let's inform the others. His deduction skills at best. Twould seem that no one is home. There is naught we can do but wait then. Papa Hildy, I just want to say that I really like this place. I think that you and me and Mama Nashu could have lots of exciting adventures if we stay here. You may be right, Gigi. This community seems to have fostered an enlightening free society, welcoming of honest souls willing to work and contribute to the greater whole. Did anyone happen to see a gazebo on the way in? As I live in Hildebrand, Hildor Maximilian Manderville. Could that be, I say, could that be Slofik's coin toss? Do you know this, Gobby Inspector? I most certainly do. Why, Master Slofix was my very first employer. Pshaw. When traveling through Thonalon long ago, Gobbyflock was waylaid by an Uplander bandits. With no jingly shine to pay brass blades, we had no way back. No way to bag-take goods. Until we make busy deal with Gentleman Uplander, that is. With fastness he finds Uplander bandits and brings much bangy boon, and returns to goodly Gobby's missing goods and great justice. Henceforth Slofix gains new appreciation for Uplanders, but for chance encounter with Gentleman Uplander, he never conceives of egalitarian utopia. Pshaw. One may even claim Hildy a founding father of Edelshire, with Metaphorical tongue flaps, that is. Ha 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 ha. Oh, the memories. It was a near thing, for the bandits were clever enough to see through my ingenious disguise as an innocent milkmaid. But, in my haste to escape, I tripped over a barrel of fire sand and, as they, say, boom, gobby doom. Core. No busy dills for the wicked. No busy dills, indeed. But, leaving that delightful anecdote aside, you gods, Master Slowfix, just looking at you and your flock have made of these ruins is making me big eyes. Oh, Gubby flock has come a long way since wandering days, but we have not forgotten Gentleman Uplander's kindness. Slowfix is here to offer hand lending. Well, far be it from me to refuse. My son Gigi has grown quite fond of your magnificent city, and so I should like to stay here with him and my assistant for a time. We would not require much in the way of accommodations. A humble gazebo, for example, would be more than suffice. Why settle for a gazebo when perfectly good estate right behind you, residents of building in errors and Slowfix happily evict them? But we were pursuing the fiends who lived here on suspicion of defrauding young women. Fraud and Slowfix egalitarian utopia. This he will not abide. All the more reason to let Gentleman Uplander and his flock stay inside of Grand Sirs. No need for Jingleshine either. Huzzah! A giant gazebo to call our own. I do not know what to say. Thank you, Master Slowfix. Thank you. No need for teary-eyed tongue flaps. Gobbyflock is possessed of moral obligation to repay Gentleman Uplander for past generosity. Enjoy new gazebo and good luck with hunt for Grand Sirs. Papa Hildy, since this is our gazebo, is it okay if I draw our family crest on it? I can think of no better way to celebrate this joyous occasion, and perhaps draw the ire of our new home. Former tenants. Come, let us go and purchase some paints together. This gazebo shall be your canvas. Now he's gone and got himself a sun gazebo. Bloody hills. If he really thinks I'm going to let him keep on playing at being a father. I don't really care, like, you know, I don't see her concern here. Where does it come from? What is she afraid of? Still no sign of the notorious Grand Sirs. I dare say we're going to need more paint. long time since I've had a level 54 player. But I'm out. Have fun with Hildy, Tolan. Let me know if you want me to send you more pics. Anytime, Mira. You know, always like looking at game progress with everybody. It's always really cool. And good night to you as well. Thanks for stopping in. And thanks for the good luck with Hildy. I enjoy it. This isn't a bad drawing, you know. It's not the best. But look at GG. Maybe it's the best that these hands can produce. It's weird mittens after all. Hildebrand has never been a patient man. Much as it pains me to admit it, a gentleman's stamina is not without limits. I dare say I could do with a spot of tea. Hey, Inspector, is it just me, or have those two been looking at us for the past few minutes? Creepy. Oh. 'Tis quite normal behavior for my adoring fans, I should think. When finally presented with an opportunity to meet their idol in the flesh, all too many succumb to their fear and flee. Or maybe, just maybe, they're the grand bloody Sayers. Come on, they're getting away. Outside the gates of Edelshire. Yeah, shit. You just fall over there. Wrong gate. Hearken to me, you dastardly rapscallions. You have nowhere to run. Reveal yourselves at once. Rapscallions. I shall not ask you again. Come forth, grandsirs. Name yourselves and answer for your misdeeds. What? It's so weird. Slayer of 1,000 worms, the silver spear which hath pierced the very heavens. Lord! Master of magics, ancient and awesome, the divine hand which hath defeated all metals save since an incontinent good sport. Grandsirs Excelsior. I don't know whether to laugh or to cry. Mayhaps both. Grandsires, grandsirs, you stand accused with willfully and unlawfully convincing young maidens of Ishgard to attend private parties under false pretenses, thereby inflicting upon them terrible financial and emotional distress. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, and come on behalf of these poor, defenseless innocents, and to see that no others are made to suffer as they did. Now lay down your arms and surrender yourselves into my custody. Ha! The audacity of this boy. You should feel ashamed of your words and deeds. What? My shoe clapping. You will rue this day. You old people. Gods, how I've missed this. The air streaming past, the blood pumping, the taste of copper on my lips, the slight dizziness. It was on a day like this that we met, wasn't it? And when we soared into those azure skies, we never truly came back down. What is going down? Do mine eyes deceive? Pixney of my heart descended from Helone's halls to guide me to her bosom. This just got weird. My beloved, my everything, long have I waited for this moment. Take me in your arms once more and lift me higher, higher, higher. Higher, higher, higher. Orland. 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 It's hard to take it seriously. Alas, poor Orland. I knew him not in the slightest, but he seemed a decent man. Chicanery and attempted to murder notwithstanding. You will rue this day and rue it hard. Oh, he did die. That's kind of sad. I believe he did just wait, I've seen this before, all too recently. Yes, anyway, he's only mostly dead. If the Master of Magic's ancient and awesome here acts with all haste, the man may yet be saved. Ooh, so maybe he's not dead. He is a Dragoon. That's kind of what they do. Oh, you're referring to me. I see. I see. With all haste, was it? Yes, yes. I'll get right on that. O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite no wait. That's no good. Let me see. Something of a rather less controversial tradition, yes. Something with more pep. A vortex of budding winds to rend the flesh, and smite my foes. Foes? I thought you were friends. Saint Renee bugger me with a bleeding gay bog. My back. My back. My back. Grr. 'Twould seem I've underestimated you lot. That makes two of us. Enough. Leave them be, or do you not care what becomes of the Mehmet? What's going on back here? Gigi. But when? How? I thought I recognized you, first in Ishgard, then in Edelshire. You've been following us since we left the capital. Bearer of faces fair and fearsome, the midnight shadow which hath deceived kings and queens, Doris. You can't possibly have been so naive as to think we'd not see through your ridiculous disguises. And yet, here you are, so effortlessly and easily lured into our trap, for which we are most grateful. Mind, my companions are hardly cut out for life on the road. All has been in preparation for this moment. The parties, the petty schemes from the first. The objective of this grand design has been this singular moment. I swear to you, if you harm Gigi in any way, while we have no desire to hurt the boy, but require his help to reclaim that which is rightfully ours, our youth. You can never go. Confound it, I can't see. Damn, they're very slowly getting away. Papa Hildy! Gigi. Stay strong, my son. I swear, I shall find you. Why not just follow them? They're walking. Walking. Typical dragon. Living in the dirt. 4 tanks. What a waste of MP. Monsieur a man? I believe so. "12 strike me down for a fool. So desperate was I to seize the Grand Sirs, that I failed to discern them true intent before it was too late. And now poor Gigi is in the clutches." Their clutches. What if I never see my beloved son again? I suppose we ought to be prepared for the worst. They could be halfway to Rod's Athan by now. I very much doubt that, given they were moving at an advantageous pace. The little milksop's right. Let's get after the old buggers. Huh. That's what my mentor used to call me, among other things. Oh, the memories. A lot of marble. Think he's sleeping or just resting his eyes? Who's to say? So, it seems that the Grand Sirs have been caught once more by the very inspector that was trying to catch them. How ironic. Also, how premature. We have them, yes, but they still have Gigi. Damn it. If only some manner of opportunity would present itself. Ask and ye shall receive. We can ambush that wizened dragoon, take him hostage, and demand an exchange. Inquisitor Seer, you disappoint me. A gentleman cannot condone the violent kidnapping of ransom of his elders. No, no. We shall approach this problem as paragons of honor and virtue. Tonberry, will stalk and subdue Grand Sir, and relieve him of his armor. How is stripping an old man naked more gentlemanly than taking him hostage? Do not tell me, Hildebrand. Rest assured I shall reveal as soon as... Godspeed, Tonberry. Is he gonna disguise himself? Oh, Hildebrand. Oh wow, this dude. He really went way out there to pee. He must have some self-conscious issues he's got to work on. Walk 30 yalms that way, then I'll pee. Ah! I knew... you'd... wait. Who are you again? There's something awfully familiar about those muscular forearms, those strong yet tender-looking fingers. I say, would you be so kind as to massage my shoulders, young man? There's this lingering ache, this tension that Gunspart can't seem to soothe with his magics. Remove my breastplate? Oh, of course. How silly of me. Pray lend me a hand with the straps. Well, didn't think that'd be so easy or creepy. Truly, young man, you are a saint. Oh, I swear, it's the little things you begin to appreciate. My dear departed wife used to help me with my armor, you know. Right, right. I should be seated to better receive your tender ministrations. Oh, more creepy. It's just the thought. You know, massaging your back's cool and all, but why don't you take off your pants? All of the healing tingle. Would I had a tincture of salamander with which to treat these aches. My little pig's knee used to spread some on my chest and under my nose to help me sleep through the night. Come, do not be shy. Work those soothing fingers into each and every knot slowly. Make me forget my troubles. Oh, this is just weird. Harder, harder, higher, higher. Close your eyes and dream. The old dragoon's soft snoring suddenly stops, and you begin to fear you have borne witness to its final moments. Leaning closer, you extend a hesitant finger only to stop short when a sudden spasm signals the resumption of his labored breathing. Took his pants. With the utmost care, you remove Orlon's septums and breeches, leaving the sleeping old man exposed to the elements and at the mercy of the nearby ravenous bears and tentacled warbles. He may rest. Oh, may he rest in peace. If it were Estinian. Ah, my stalwart assistant. By your return, I gather you have taken care of the dragoon. By taking care, I mean afford him all due courtesy as befitting a man of his years, whilst returning with the equipment I require. Capital, then. Without further ado, I shall disguise myself as Orlon. Oh, I knew it. It freed Gigi from captivity. But you two look nothing alike. They may be old and slow, but they're not blonde. Oh, ye of little faith, you are in for a treat, for you shall have a front row seat to this magnificent display of Mandervillian guile and subterfuge. Hey, is it time for dinner yet? We just ate, you daft bugger. And where in the hells is Orlon? I know he's got to take a piss every hour, but damn it, he could at least be quick about it. Ah, poor Gigi. Oh, Hildy. Greetings, fellow Enadivillians. Oh, bollocks. It's about time. Okay, no, that's bollocks. Pack up your things. I want us back on the road in 10 minutes. Before we do that, we must first release young Gigi here. 'Tis behavior unbecoming a gentleman to keep children in cages. What in seven hills are you blathering about? He's going to get away. No, he will not, see. Still here, within my care. Right then. On a completely unrelated note, I shall now take the boy with me on a brief sojourn into the wilderness. Fury, take me, it's working. He's about to walk out of there with Gigi, and they won't even try to stop him. It's kind of blowing my mind too. So far, so good. Until this old bugger walks back in there. I'm cold. And there are more bulls after me. I'm me, but you're also me. But that can't be unless... This isn't it. This is the moment when my life flashes before my eyes. Oh, my dearest Pigsty, we'll be together at last. This is just a weird little voice. Imposter! How dare you attempt to trick me with a ruse? So, how can I make a minstrel blush? You can't. I never realized dying would hurt so much. Now's our chance, Gigi. Come with me. Vivi, wait. Oh shit, she called him Vivi. My son, what's gotten into you? Vivi, Vivi. Where have I heard that name before? Remember who you are, Vivi. What you are, a creation of the great Charlean archmages, Quan. That's his grandpa! Quan! I was given life by holy shit. Grandpapa Quan. I remember now. We lived together, and he taught me many things about the outside world. Oh shit. This just got even more deep and awesome. What exactly do you remember, my son? Pulled a Clark Kent. Everything, yes, everything. I remember that Grandpapa Quan created me, that he took care of me, raised me, and that we were very happy. But then he abandoned me. Grandpapa Quan abandoned. He believed you were flawed, Vivi, that you lacked the power to turn back the hands of time and to make him young again. And so, his ignorance, he cast you out and died all alone. To turn back the hands of time, then that's what we witnessed in the Crozier with the Duke's priceless face. That power could be brought to bear on people? But wait, how do you know all of this? You couldn't have possibly been associates with, of all the archmages, Quan. We found his journals during one of our many trips into the Great Library. Scavenging for value relics is one of the few ways we have left to make a living. We were famed heroes of the war in our prom, with fortunes to match, but no soldier has the strength to triumph over time, and before we knew it, the hour of the sheath was upon us. Ishgard no longer had need of our services, so we came here to eke out a living, to keep doing what we do best until our bodies wouldn't let us. Imagine our surprise when we stumbled upon the opportunity of a lifetime, a second lifetime as it were. A mammoth with the power to take that which was broken and restore it to its prime state, to turn back time with its temporal magics and give us back our misspent youth. Furies take me. This is all so. I don't even know if there's a precedent to determine whether or not this constitutes heresy. That's all he cares about. We knew where to look. Even with the journals, we were determined that the mammoth was somewhere in the Western Highlands. A chance for a second chance was within reach, and then we were forced to watch as you imbeciles pulled Vivi from the snow, nearly ruining everything. Vivi, listen to me. Come with us, and we can help you unlock your true potential. Just think what you could accomplish were you to master your magics. Not only could you make us young again, but you may even have the power to restore life to Archmage Quan. Vivi. Impossible. No magic can truly return the dead to us. At best, you can animate a corpse, and I need not review the precepts to declare that the products of necromancy are Adnicious in the eye of the fury. Abominations. Abomi-fucking-nations. Gigi, wait. What of our adventures? What of our gazebo? You are a Manderville mammoth. You have always been so kind to me, Papa Hildy, and I will forever be grateful for that, but Grandpapa Quan made me. He made me, and I miss him. So even if it fails, I have to try. What are you doing? They're getting away. We have to stop them. Mayhap, we must respect Gigi's decision. So that's the end of that chapter, eh? You're giving up and coming back home. I too made a decision long ago to become a traveling inspector, and I have ever stood by it. Mayhap it is from this singular stubbornness of mine that Gigi took inspiration. Nay, I cannot abide it. He is my flesh and blood, my son. I dare not let him use his temporal magics to prevent the natural order. It falls to me, his father, to ensure that Gigi keeps to the righteous path and only utilizes traditional methods in zombification to raise the dead. Inquisitor Seer, I must applaud your dedication to your work, and cannot thank you enough for all you have done on our behalf. Yet I fear if we continue as we are, Gigi may be driven to rash action. Therefore, I would ask that you suspend your pursuit of the Grand Sirs for a time, that I might be afforded the opportunity to convince my son to return peacefully. Well, seeing as how we can only guess at the full extent of Gigi's powers, It might prove dangerous to act aggressively should he choose to use them. I knew you would understand. Right then, there is no time to waste. Now, Shu, let us retire to our new gazebo and discuss our plans. I suppose it'd have been a damn shame had he given up so that easily, though that means I'll have to stick around even longer. On the other hand, if that bloody mammoth's really got the power to make them young again, then yeah, she doesn't even look that old. Oh, motherfucking. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's funny. I said I'd suspend my pursuit, and I will, but that doesn't mean I won't continue my investigation into that mammoth and its powers in Ishgard. Thanks, Obama. To Foundation. Foundation. I really love the Heavensward music. I think that's one of the biggest things I've been missing so far from Stormblood. The music in Stormblood's good, don't get me wrong. Everything in Heavensward is just so great, though. I see you saw fit to return to the capital as well. The Inquisition has a rather large collection of heretical tomes, including many of the Charlayan origin, and I had a mind to scour them for information on temporal magics. This is, of course, all for the sake of confirming the mammoth's heretical origins. Yes, only that. Why are you looking at me like that, as if to imply that my interest in these matters is more than a professional one? I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you, Tomberry. That will be all. GG! It's so crazy that they call him VV now. See you, Inspector. Let's see. The proud and the pointy-eyed. Seer is a man at the end of his tether. We need to speak, Tonberry. I've been scouring the archives for any information regarding temporal magics since last we spoke, and the results have been rather troubling to say the least. As you may or may not be aware, ancient Alag is portrayed in Caridian as a cautionary tale. A great empire brought low by its vanity and hubris. However, there are certain apocryphal texts in which the Allegans are cast in a more sympathetic light, if not outright exalted. 'Twas in the text that I found references to temporal magics once wielded by Allegan mages. Said magics could be used to halt or even reverse the temporal state of a given object. If these accounts are to be believed, and if Gigi's abilities and these magics are one and the same, then it may be well possible for him to turn back the hands of time for the Grand Sirs, much as he restored the Duke's priceless face. That being said, there's no telling how this will work with regards to a living being. Consider, if you will, that the vase is filled with water, then shattered. Even if the vessel were restored, that would become its former contents. Oh, makes a good point. Would it be filled with water as before, the very same, every drop returned, or would it be different water? Or would the water once spilt be forever lost? I speak of the soul, my friend, for even if one could use these magics to restore the dead to life, would they be as they were before, with all of the same thoughts and memories and feelings? The Grand Sirs are convinced that they can regain their lost youth, and mayhap they can. But the dead who have entered into Halone's halls cannot return. They cannot. Yet Gigi is nevertheless resolved to try and resurrect Archmagus Quan. Speaking of which, according to some Charlean text in the archives, Archmagus Quan was an accomplished scholar, known for his study of ancient Allegan magics, further evidence that Gigi's abilities are likely derived from ancient traditions, I suppose. But more importantly, I am getting tired. I learned the location of the Archmage's former residence. Mayhap we could find something of interest there, something which could help us persuade Gigi to change his course. I had a mind to summon Inspector Hildebrand and make the journey there together. Would you be willing to join us? But of course, what kind of a question is that? Excellent. Then let us be about our business. I saw you. Heretic. I beg your pardon. Are you accusing me of being a heretic? Yes, you. Inquisitor Seer. I saw you sneak into the archives and seek out the forbidden tomes. Saw the mad light in your eyes, and as you partook of their forbidden knowledge. Oh, for the love of... I did all of that for my investigation. Aha! You admitted your crimes, that you secretly, without permission, in blatant contravention of our rules, read forbidden tomes, then by true virtue of authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine. Such a mouthful. You stupid, ignorant. Are you all so desperate to keep your goddamn jobs, you'll go around accusing all of the world and his wives of heresy? Is that what we've been reduced to? I'm sick and tired of looking for heretics in every bloody shadow, of trying to guess the secret sins of everyone I meet. It's stupid and pointless, and we're better than that, damn it. We're better than that. Did not see this coming. If you will not surrender yourself, then I have no choice but to inform my superiors. Well, that that all came tumbling out, didn't it? I suppose there's no point in trying to convince myself that I have no personal investment in this matter, or that I still have a professional one. Somewhere along the way, I stopped looking for the guilty and started looking for the truth, perhaps, and a way to help those in need. But there's no place for people like that in the Inquisition, is there? And it's only a matter of time before that stuttering fool comes back with an armed guard. Let us depart for Edelshire at once. We need to find the inspector. To Edelshire. And while we have this loading screen, I'm gonna go grab a drink. Be right back. So, I have decided I am going to be super upset when everything with Hildebrand is over. Super upset. Mel, what is up? How's it going, Mel? It would seem we arrived too late. Inspector Hildebrand has already gone off on his own to confront the Grand Sirs. They came back, briefly to trade Jingleshine for supplies and whatnot, you see, and the Goblins ear caught them trading tongue flaps about killing dragons in the Forelands. When the Inspector learned about it, he said he had to get after them right away and backtake Gigi. He said he had a duty, not as inspector, but as a father. Bugger that. He's got no obligations to a bloody mammoth, especially one that chose to leave of its own free will. As I recall, I swear, I turned my back on the boy for one bleeding second, and he loses his goddamn mind. I'm afraid he might try to do something reckless. Don't you think we should try to find him and offer hand-lending? I am rather more concerned about what will happen if the Grand Sirs attack, or worse, kill any of the Railsviker's brood. But first things first, I suppose. Tonberry, would you be so kind as to assist Mistress Nashu and Jillian in their search for the inspector? I will pay a visit to the Archmage's Quan's abandoned abode in the meantime. Oh, and before you think to refuse, know that you need not fear for my safety. Let us just say that our singular experiences together have inured me to the harsh realities of, well, reality. Could it be the scrawny little shites finally found his spine? Let's start by heading to the tail feather. I reckon the inspector probably went there first to ask the Grand Sirs, so if we do the same, we're sure to catch up with him eventually. Mayhap. Do tail feather. Sorry, I'm just checking something here in the background. The lazy way. Right, then I say we split up and make inquiries separately. If you learn anything about the inspector or the Grand Sirs or Gigi, come tell me. Nothing in the keg room. The Ishgardians with the Mammoth. They were here, proclaiming to all and sundry that they were going to slay the greatest dragon of them all. The gods only know if the naive fools were serious. Oh, those daft sods. They were for XIV. Not quite sure what their intentions were, but they were awfully confident. That much I recall. Three dragon slayers and a mammoth, eh? I'd call you a murmur if I hadn't seen them come through earlier, boasting about how they were off to kill the biggest one yet. How do you say Nashu's surname? It's all over the place. I think the Trevanian Forelands is my favorite zone in all of Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, in all of 14. Yeah, I actually like that area quite a bit myself. Oh, I see. So the Grand Sirs were headed for the Annex Shrine. And my dear boy wasn't far behind them either. What are we waiting for? Let's go! Let's go! I forgot. The poor unfortunate soul who bears the striking resemblance to Orland is quite firmly embedded in the earth. I wonder if it's Hildebrand. Maka? Raka. I could actually see that. Makaraka? Makaraka? There's a mouthful though. Would you look at that? The inspector sure gave him... What for? That may be, but where'd the other two get to? Not to mention the mammoth. Why don't we pull him out and ask? Though, having said that, it looks easier said than done. Oh, how silly of me. I'm sure you've got more than enough strength to yank him free. Right, Tom Berry? Stealthy gets Hildebrand. Oh, yep, Hildebrand. Well, I'll be. He's wearing some sort of magic mask. What makes him look just like the inspector? Just like that man of 1,000 faces back in Ulda. No, that's Hildebrand alright. There's no fooling a Mother's Oz. I say, what trouble has my beloved son gotten him into this time? Godbert? Why, hello there, Lord Godbert, and Inspector's here. How'd you two end up traveling together? Blind fortune, you might say. I was too far from Tailfeather when night began to fall, but unfortunately, Lord Godbert chanced to find me wandering in the wilderness. Lord Edmont told me all about this recent trouble with the Grandsires, as well as Hildy's investigation. And a father cannot help but to take an interest in his son's affairs, can he? As for me, I was eager to share with you my latest findings, namely, Archmagus Quant's research notes. I haven't slept like that since I was buried in the Lich Yard. His enthusiasm. Well, well, I must confess, no small measure of embarrassment to be found in such state, having been so unceremoniously disposed by the Grandsires. But, ignominy notwithstanding, I am not... I am most grateful for your succor, and pleasantly surprised to be reunited with you all. This wouldn't have happened had you waited for us instead of... Wait, why in the hells are ye still wearing that rubbish? An impenetrable disguise is essential when consorting with the criminal elements. Alas, 'twould seem the Grandsires have grown more perceptive in their newfound youth. Wait, do you mean they've already regained their youth? What about Gigi? Did you see him? Was he behaving strangely? Now that you mention it, his warm, soulful eyes were rather more pointy than I remember. By the Fury, not pointy. According to the Archmage's Quan's notes, that's a sign Gigi's using too much magic. If he carries on like this, his aether will be expended, and he'll end up not more than an empty husk. This is terrible news. We must catch up to the Grandsires at once. Do you know where they're headed? All I heard was that they had been they were keen to slay dragons. They were bound for the Churning Mists, a place called Zenith, to kill a great worm named Nidhogg. Nidhogg's dead, yo. Really? That all happened, huh? I mean, the other one. Relsvigor. Relsvigor! Fury, take me. What could they possibly hope to achieve? The plot thickens. Makaraka? That could also be true. But, everybody, I am getting really tired. Obviously, probably heard me mess up some really simple words. I've been trying to fight through it, mainly to kind of catch up with all of the streaming I did not actually get to do that I wanted to do earlier, but it seems like real life wanted to just keep me pressed down until I just kind of quit breathing. And so on. But no doubt, I wish I could have actually played more today, but it is getting really hard to kind of keep reading, hold my eyes open, and everything. But no doubt, I thank you all for watching, sitting through the random goofiness of tonight that I had, and also the random butchering of words, no doubt. But I am super tired, everybody, and I hope that you can actually catch me tomorrow. We'll be starting off the day with a little brief Dissidia play, and again, we'll probably play about the same as we did today, kind of focusing on a few of the same characters there. And also tomorrow we'll be jumping back into Final Fantasy XII, hopefully as long as time is allotted for that. And again, we will be jumping back into Final Fantasy XIV, so if you're interested in any of that, feel free to subscribe. Also coming up on the 31st of August, we will be streaming the Assassin's Festival, which I am super excited about. Final Fantasy 15. It'll be a little bit of content, and if we can actually start wrapping up Final Fantasy 12, I will start that storyline along the way as well very soon. And Zombie, again, thank you so much for being a part of Patreon, and if you would like to be on the Wall of Appreciation, feel free to message me there, comment here, or anything with what you would like to actually see on the wall. And tomorrow I will do The Rising. It's a new quest that is optional. I wanted to do it tonight, but there's just no way. I'm just so tired. His buttons look familiar. See you tomorrow. Yes, Red, I will be on here tomorrow, no doubt. Mill, see you tomorrow. You got it right there, Mill. Jay, thanks for the stream. Thank you for watching the stream, Jay, no doubt. It's really awesome. Good night to you as well, Zombie. And again, just hit me up on Patreon if I'll think about it and let you know tomorrow. Sounds good. You can either hit me up in the stream as a comment or message me on Patreon. All is good. Either way. Whatever you decide. But everybody, again, thank you so much. And it's really awesome. And like you've all said, I'll see you tomorrow. So I hope you all sleep well, have a great night, and if you can't catch the streams tomorrow, don't worry, I'm here every day. Kind of make it a thing to actually come in here no matter what. So I will be back, no doubt. And again, hopefully we can really get these wheels turning, because I really want to jump into Final Fantasy 15, especially with all this new content coming out. I would really love to go back through and replay that story. I've only been through it once, so it would be really refreshing to go through it again. But until then, everybody, again, we have Dissidia 12 and 14 tomorrow. You know, let's hope so anyway. Things change. Real life things happen. I'll see you all tomorrow, though. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Where was I? I about jumped out of here without doing this. Zombie, Red, J Green, Mill. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much. Mira, glad you could jump in here. Implerian, it has been really awesome, no doubt. Glad you could all make it. Glad you could all watch. Azafam. Don't fret. You know, we will probably eventually have some, Discord things going down. The more people that request it, the more likely it's gonna happen. Aris Rot, thank you so much for watching, and welcome to the stream. All the way in Japan, that is awesome. And Matthew, thank you all so much for watching. And I'm actually out of here this time, everybody. Take it easy, and good night to you all. Good night. Good night to you all. Good night. Ta. To you all.